Hey everybody, it's me, Edward Jones, back with a new video. This is another update video to the old beater shotgun project. Putting together the trigger group. So as I mentioned before, here's the slide stop, and here's the old hammer pin, and the old slide stop spring. Well, some new ones came in today from Midway. Here's the new spring, and here's a new hammer pin. Just tear this bag open. These each cost, if I remember correctly, $5.99 a piece on Midway, which ain't bad for replacement parts. Oh, and to give you a little update on the barrel. Looks pretty nice, huh? It's still a little bit uneven at the muzzle, just slightly, and that's because when I was going down with the hacksaw, I did go a little bit past the groove that I cut in with the pipe cutter, but I was able to even it back out. So far, it looks pretty nice. So I guess I got a bit more work to do on it, but so far so good. See now, my block here. See, first thing I got to do is get this spring in here, and it has to mate up within this recess cut inside of the trigger plate. Oh yeah, it's weird. It's called a trigger plate, not a trigger group. This is a plastic one, by the way. I went on a forum, I think it was AR15.com, and it said that the plastic ones are better than the aluminum ones because if this gets nicked, it's less susceptible to cracking. So, you know, and I don't know about that, but I mean, I figured if you know, might be a good upgrade. I think they do it to all the tactical shotguns. But I believe the Remington 870 police models still get the aluminum trigger guards. Okay, so this goes in. So you got the spring in place. This goes in like this. I believe you gotta push this back. See, it's a snap back. Okay, push this back until you can get the slide release back in position. It came out the spot. I'll try one more time. Okay. So I don't want to break this spring. I think we got it in place. There we go. Got it in. Now this is the new hammer pin, and this one is set up so do a size comparison. The new one is slightly longer than the old one, so that you're able to put the washer on and stake it in place. So I'm gonna get my hammer. Well, first I'm gonna get my hammer spring. Get my hammer. I have like that. Line it up. I'm going to do it with the. There we go. Okay, take it out slightly, just so I can get enough room for the hammer to go in. Slipped out. It's all real time, folks. There you go. There we go. Got it in place. Now just to get it to go through the other side. So I'm going to use the hammer for this. There we go. Let's do the other side. Cut the hammer back just a little bit. Put the sear. Put the safety on. The reason why I did that is so that when the hammer is back, the plunger on top of the spring looks like this. This is for the feed dog. Make sure that cap is out of the way, because this section of the slide release comes in contact with that top bushing that comes over the spring. So make sure that's out of the way. Okay, that's hammered in place. Get my washer. Look, the spring's a little bit in the way. Oh. There we go. Now it's in place. I hammer in just a little bit more just to make sure that it's well seated. Of course, the washer came out again, but that's no problem. Here we go. Washer's in now. I'm gonna see if I can flare this. Use this punch to flare that out a bit. That didn't work. I want to push the hammer pin out some more. That's alright. It is flared out just a little bit. I'll try one more time. This let's see. Here we go. The washer's in place. I guess it's not really working that well. I may have to just stake it in place with a screwdriver. Okay, so I found a rather, I guess, unorthodox way of getting this done. What I do is I actually have to put this whole thing in a bench in the vise with the screwdriver kind of on the like this, to kind of crush it in place. And what it did was it did stake it, so the washer's not coming out, and the hammer does move freely. Take the safety off. So that does work. I'm happy about that. Next, just to get the feed dog spring and bushing and the carrier. I actually find this assembly pretty unique, or kind of fascinating compared to how like the Mossberg trigger group is oriented. Like on the Mossberg, the carrier is actually part of the receiver, is actually mounted inside the receiver rather than part of the trigger housing. So now I got that in place. See if I can mount this with the I can put this piece back in. Carrier pin right here. There we go. There we go. Push a little pressure down. Make sure it lines up. There we go. Check everything functions well. Slide release goes up when you push it. Hammer falls. One of the common mistakes that may happen when you're putting this back together is that this bar is supposed to go above the slide lock release. So in order to remedy that, take off your sear spring. The part moves freely, and you just kind of have to bring it above. Again, like that. There we go. Then you take your sear spring and put it back in place. You trigger this connector, and there we go. So before, what will happen was when it's in a down position, this bar won't come up. The slide lock won't function as it should. So what happened was when the action is brought back, this wasn't coming up all the way. This was only coming up halfway, and so it was like this. There was no spring tension from the sear spring to keep the action lock in this action lock in a full down position. So what happened was it was halfway down, and what happened was the action would not lock up properly. So that's fixed now. It should have functioned well in the gun. Alright, well, we'll see how it functions in the gun when I start getting things assembled. You got any questions? Please shoot me a message, or just leave a comment in the comment section. This didn't take too long. Just had to use an orthodox method to getting this properly staked. See where it's a bit flat right there. That's to keep that washer from coming out. But that's my video. The reassembly of the trigger group for the old beater shotgun project on the Remington 870. I'm Edward Jones. Thanks for watching.